Selflessness makes us free from our lower needs and identified with love. And love is extraordinarily strong. It gives us the possibility to overcome our weakness and limitations like you can't imagine. The couple relationship holds in it, for both man and women, an unfulfilled promise. Yeah, there is this Garden of Eden from Genesis 1 and 2. There are glimpses in the beginning of the couple relationship in certain peak moments of what a couple relationship can be. But only very, 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 very rare couples, unfortunately, fulfill that promise. And there is this global feeling that we are missing out. We are missing out. And it's true from the spiritual perspective, from the perspective, the Tantric perspective of a couple relationship. It's true, the disappointment is in place, the frustration is in place, because we are missing out on a huge opportunity. Two people, a man and a woman, in a polar relationship where there is attraction and love, can create a little universe which will be a constant source of very elevated, positive, regenerating, inspiring energy. Like our capability as individuals to create such a constant positive power is far smaller than our capability of doing that in a couple relationship. If we are able, and this will be the purpose of this course, if we are able to construct such a couple relationship which will go towards, which will become tangent with this promise of this amazing couple relationship that we feel all in our hearts that it's possible somewhere, then that couple relationship, once created and maintained and rekindled and so forth, receives all the time new life. That couple relationship can be like a paradisiacal universe in which we live, from which we feed, which we ourselves nourish and maintain. And it's like no matter where you are, if the couple relationship is really up to a certain level, you carry the paradise of that couple relationship with you. And that makes you peaceful, makes you loving in all circumstances of life, makes you content, energized, full of enthusiasm. And it gives the real divine meaning, or one aspect, one ray of the real divine meaning of why there is manifestation to start with. Yeah, the Spirit manifests step by step, as described in the Tantric scriptures, into something very concrete, and one of the culminations, one of the flowers that blossom, and why this whole process started, so that such divine couples will bloom. You see the earth, you don't understand why there's earth. It was spirit, why to make earth? And then you see poo on the earth, you say, why, my God, earth and poo? We had spirit, why did we have now earth and poo? And then it gets gray and there's rain. He says, oh my God, and now rain. It was this clear, open space of light. Now it's muddy, pooey, brown. There's nothing there, disgusting. And then it's sun again and it dries out. You don't understand. But then a flower comes. You say, okay, for the flower. I understand. The couple relationship is such a flower. There are few. Yeah, there are many. The manifestation has more than one reason to exist. But it is a certain culmination. It is a certain pure expression of spirit. And it is so beautiful when it is here. These beings with their inner organs and with all their mortality and disease and old age and limitation, they can still love like that, like in heaven. And that makes it worthwhile. Now that high and elevated ideal can be the Tantric texts and the Tantric school and the Tantric community. It shows that it's possible, step by step. And in the process of reaching to that ideal spiritual relationship, we also ourselves, as individuals, cast away the shell of selfishness, the shell of illusion, and open to real divine love and to real divine wisdom. We pass in the process of constructing, in the process of approaching that ideal couple relationship. In that process, we as individuals become, or let's say become tangent and reach out towards spiritual perfection. And somehow we use the same power that drags people into getting drunk and drugged in clubs and having meaningless sex. The same power that is there, trapped in the instincts for now, until we release it. We turn the same power around and you say, no, now you make me grow spiritually and make me create a truly fulfilling couple relationship. So this is our little intro, and from here we'll enter the subject. So we will start very high, and the whole course will from time to time go and be very practical, and in other times remain in this very high principle level. And it is important that from the beginning we set the one fundamental goal correctly. And you will see, just to set that goal, if you are serious, it's going to take weeks and months. If you're serious, or at least to set it to a degree. For the couple relationship to reach that ideal, we need to have this one goal: to become selfless. This is one of the most important spiritual lessons. If spiritual practitioners don't learn it, sooner or later they will fall a spiritual test and back and back and back and back. Selflessness is the big, big key of spirituality, and the couple relationship is one of the best places to learn it. If you learn it on a cave, you go back to the world and you say, yeah, when I'm alone, I'm selfless, and as soon as I'm interacting with someone, my interests first. There's not much you have learned. So you see there the great Sufi mystic, poet, and philosopher. His books I highly, highly recommend. He says like this: a poet has said that the first step in love teaches selflessness. If it is not experienced, then one has taken a step in the wrong direction, although one calls it love. For a man has learned from the moment he was born on earth the words, I am. It is love alone that teaches him to say, Thou art, not I. For no soul can love and yet affirm its own existence. Inyatkan. You see, all the Uddiyana bandhas and all the practices and all the concentrations and all that, that's the goal. And they will take you there through effort, or you can go there through becoming selfless and loving. Anyway, you will use both. But the couple relationship is very much an invitation to learn to unloosen, to free the soul from selfishness. Now, when a couple relationship starts, when you enter the relationship with a selfish agenda, the gift of the beginning of the relationship will be consumed by both of them. And the relationship will turn into misery, and then you either stay miserable together and you kind of get a certain balance, you get used to it, or you break up. The relationships that work long term, both lovers, or at least one of them to a substantial degree, have at least somewhere inside this awareness of the importance of selflessness. What happens when we focus on our personal agenda in a relationship? We will have some short-term satisfaction. I mean, if we want sex now and our lover doesn't want, and we are getting our way, we will have a certain satisfaction right now, but in the long term, we will get weak by that, and our ego will get stronger. The other one, instead of being a person that we love, will be classified inside as an object to fulfill my needs. You understand? When you approach any relationship with anyone, not just a couple relationship, when you approach it with selfishness, the other person is perceived as an object to fulfill my needs. And the more you stay in that relationship, the more you stay in that form, the other person gets dehumanized and objectified. And our own ego gets stronger and stronger, this feeling that I am worth more than others. I deserve more than others. This is my object. Get me food, get me validation, get me sex. Get me a place to pour my negative emotions. The more you do that, the stronger your ego gets. And it is proportional. Strong egos, magnets for a lot of suffering. When the ego structure becomes more loose, you magnetize less suffering. You have less karma of suffering. When we focus, let's say you hear this lecture and you say, okay, I'm on board, or it is your nature to simply, and you understand it already. When we focus on learning selflessness in a relationship, we will have a lot of challenges. Yeah, I promise you blood, sweat, and tears if you take this challenge. It's a really hard challenge in the beginning. You see, when you are selfless and you come home from work to the relationship and you would really want some relaxing, cuddling, embracing, maybe erotic time, and your lover is in a bad mood, and you have this ideal of selflessness, you might go with your needs unfulfilled that day. You would be taking care of your lover. And then you already had a hard day. And it might be quite challenging at the moment. But as you do that, and this is the main point, your inner transformation, you will start to identify yourself, me. I am not my needs. I am not the need to rest. I'm not the need to get validation. I'm not the need to be fed. I'm not the need for sex. I am love. I am love for this person. And you become strong, really strong. Selfishness creates weakness. It makes us depend on the fulfillment of superficial needs. Selflessness makes us free from our lower needs and identified with love. And love is extraordinarily strong. It gives us the possibility to overcome our weakness and limitations like you can't imagine. It has a momentum which is unstoppable, undefeatable. But it requires, this path of selflessness requires a continuous, at least up to a point, friction with our needs. What do you mean? But I was kind to you for 3 days. Today I'm really in need. I'm sick. I'm sick. You come to me with your troubles. I'm sick. I need you to take care of me. Be selfless. Love will heal you. You work out of love. Love will give you strength to heal from the disease more than the ginger tea your lover will make for you. It's a very fine tuning, and once you play with it and start to discover that it works, it makes a click in consciousness. And it's gradually, it's like, how can I say? It is like our needs are shells. Our need for validation is a shell. We always had lovers that will validate us. Oh, you're so great, and you're such a great lover, and you're so good in this, and you speak so nicely, and how you said this, and blah, 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 blah. And we need that. And we're trapped with that need of validation, need of, oh, my lover validates, and another lover validates me, and this, everybody validates me. And then we enter a relationship, everything is great, but no validation. You're like, what? How was I? No. How was, don't know what, my lecture? How was I there with the people? How was the lovemaking? No validation. And it is like, in that need of validation, there is a little me. There is a little Uriel stuck there. Thinking, I need validation, I need validation. Now, if we are in an ego-based relationship, it says, well, start giving me validation or I'm out of here. Somebody needs to validate me. This need of validation stuck there in a shell is not getting fulfilled. But if we're in a selfless, on a quest, I'm here in this relationship, not to fulfill my need for validation, my need for sex, my need for I don't know what, intimacy and somebody to comfort me. I'm here to learn selflessness. It's okay, I'm not getting validation, it's pressing. I'm pissed, I'm this, I'm that. But I'm here to learn. And then if you continue to love, it's like that shell cracks open. And that little Uriel, that little me that was stuck there with that wish for validation is free. And it returns to me. It becomes the actual Uriel again. And it receives much more degrees of freedom and much more strength. So when we follow this path of selflessness, we become free from our needs and these sparks of ourselves, which are trapped there in mostly false needs. It becomes free. And then the satisfaction which comes from selflessness, the satisfaction which comes from love is far, far greater. And in it, in the right moment, because love harmonizes. We spoke about this in many other workshops and we'll return to this here. Love is a harmonizing factor. When there is a family that loves each other, there's harmony. When there is the absence of love, they fight. So you bring so much love through this selflessness, you will see that also your actual needs for care, for intimacy, for comfort, for validation, they will come in the right moment. But they don't come according to my selfish agenda. They just come through the power of love. If both lovers enter like that, they will both be challenged. Because this is a constant, like, I'm not getting my habitual needs fulfilled. Because when people are selfish, when two selfish people enter a relationship, they have, okay, this is my agenda, this your agenda, fight, 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 and then, okay, this is how we do it. Tuesdays like that, Wednesdays like that. I validate you, you give me sex, we go and visit your mother like we like, and Tuesday I get to be off with my friends. And it's like, okay, I get my needs across, and you kind of have your kind of mental balance. And when you're selfless, there's not so much there. But in time, cracking free from these needs, there is a great, great love. And it's like both lovers surrender to that love, and the couple relationship becomes amazing. Yeah, it's such a source of food. And basically, this is the key to reach that paradisiacal love as the principle. We will develop this principle in many, many ways. But as long as this goal is not set, all the other teachings that we will give we will not feel inclined to follow it. Because you see couple relationship as a means of fulfilling the selfish needs. And then all the other tools will not be that relevant. When one lover has it as a goal and the other doesn't, is fine. The one who wants it will anyway get the benefits. It will be even more friction, but it might set him even more free. The worse the environment, yeah, Padma Shambhava says it's great. Difficult conditions are great for practicing Dharma. So the harder it gets, the more selfless you will become, but it will be also more and more challenging. And even for the one who has only a selfish agenda, just to be in the presence of someone who wishes for selflessness will help them and maybe inspire them eventually out of their shell.
Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, Tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.